Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, October 6th. And we are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of SPY IWMN Triple Qs. And basically, it's wash, rinse, repeat. This is astounding. This is absolutely astounding what's transpired inside of a balance in this market. As trend days up, taken back, trend day down, taken back. And we go out, believe it or not. So we went out with a trend day up yesterday. Only to finish with another one today after yesterday's got taken back. Volume very good. Right now 106 million with the after hours still to go. We end up with two sets of single prints. Triple Qs just missed an outside day up by 2 cents. They took out yesterday's high but closed 2 cents below it. We said earlier today, I actually said today, after B period, I said, that's a look below and fail. A never took out the previous day's low in Qs. B did and never got anything for it. Well, the opposite end of the destination is yesterday's high. They got it. They tried to go trend a couple of times but failed late. We all had 8 for 8 POCs, only to end with 8. I'm sorry, I don't think Russell had 8, and they didn't end 9 wide. Wider increments here. They ended 8 wide also. It did get raised to as high as it could go for us, well, for all of them, in G period, in the SPY and the ES. Had a good day today. I basically nailed the best long of the day and didn't hold it long on 200 calls. We'll go over that in a minute. So today we opened. I said, you know what? I'm not sure what I want to do. We pushed off the lows. We gapped for about a second. Closed the gap. We had lower value, which, by the way, even though we had a trend day up, we had lower value all day. I did nothing in A period. Just watched it. You don't have to. Look, all we need is volume and volatility. We're getting both. So when you're getting both, there's no reason to jump into something if the risk rewards aren't good. So in B period, I took a short when we got below A's low, going for that naked 11 wide POC. You knew that was a target, and boom, we got it. That worked. It pushed back up. Took another one. So a couple times I did them. Then when B went back up above the opening and came back down, I'm like, we pushed down pretty good and got rejected. Right? We got close to a balance low with about a dollar from the balance low we got. Under a dollar. So remember balance rules. You don't have to get exactly to the balance. So we'll see. Same on the upside today, by the way. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm using the 4-day balance, and we'll go over that when we look at the charts, because that's very, very subjective, and that's why trading is an art, not a science. So we're getting close to the top of a balance. Maybe that's all they want. Maybe we get what we've gotten the last 2 times we went up, and we take back these singles. But when we came back down in B, around A's low, I took a long and did well on that. So my 3 trades in B were good. 2 shorts and a long, and they worked out. Then I really didn't do anything. It became tremendously rotational. I did take a long in D period on the 428 calls, which worked out when we didn't get the opening. So those worked. And then I didn't do anything until this would have been, forget about a Grand Slam trade. This would have been, probably my best trade in a long, long time. So it looked like H was going to finally stop the one-time framing down. We were one time framing down, right? D, E, F, G was inside, but we're still one time framing. And I was like, they're getting some energy here. I bought I actually took a small put play initially down here. It was against me, and it was small. And then I was like, forget that. Got out of the put play, lost $300 or something on it, and I bought 100 calls. It backed off. I bought another 100. I was long 200 calls when this thing ramped up and exploded above G. Now, was I expecting it to go rip above? Now, I know we took out the IB high, but we were 8 for 8 wide. So I'm like, I was in the money on these things. I don't know what my average price was. Probably about $1.67. And they're trading at 205 on 200 of them. Like, I'm in the money by 40 cents on 2,000. That's a great trade. Took them off. Well, they went up about another $4. Now, I'd be lying And I think anybody would be lying if they told you on Twitter or anywhere else, well, I knew this was going to happen and it ripped. That's not the case. Got out of it, was very happy with it, and moved on. Now, because the algo started getting pretty agitated and everything, I wasn't chasing longs, but I certainly didn't short it. Actually, the only trade I did in the afternoon was L took out K's low. You can't see it on here because I'm in 10-tick increments. It went back up. I took a small short. It finally paid me an M. It took till M, and I got out of it. And I was actually waiting for M to fill J singles to take a long. Never happened, but at least I got out of the short, and then we ripped up and price probe to the upside. So good day. Could have been a monstrous day, but again, that's hearsay. Now, we go out with a price probe, so does triple Qs. So triple Qs have an afternoon pullback low in H, price probe high in the low. Russell has, I wouldn't even use H as an afternoon pullback, just too close to the day's low, really. So Russell really has nothing to lean on. As far as us, we have a lot. Now, let's go to the destination. So for the upside, 435.12 is today's high. Then we have yesterday's high, which maybe the bell saved from us getting, at 435.49. Then the firecracker effect, and this is why I'm using, then we have 436.03, and I'm using that as the top of my balance. Then we have 436.77 daily high, 437.04 daily high, single prints 437.08 to 20 from the 28th, and then the highest accepted price 438.01 from September 28th, and above that we have 440.04 daily high. Don't forget, we have a gap above us, 441.90, still a 186 point gap from September 28th. So remember, in the bigger picture, bears are still running the show, even though we bounced off the bottom of a balance. For the downside, we have the price probe, K's high of 434.53. Now, I keep saying this when we have these up days, what bulls want to defend. Well, they love to defend the price probe, and they certainly want to defend the single prints in J and I. Any acceptance back into the lower distribution, right? This is a double distribution again. M's low to the day's high, C's high to the day's low. Any acceptance back into here, you're certainly going to get the POC, and you might go test the bottom of the balance. So they want to hold. They certainly want to hold today's trend, and that starts at M's low 433.02 to 432.81. M's low to I's high, and then J's low of 432.01 to 431.52. C's high, and then the afternoon pullback, which I wouldn't really lean on too much if we got there, 429.35, and yesterday's low of 427.54. I know there's a lot of rooms out there and there's a lot of excellent traders out there. We're very fortunate to have awesome traders in our room who help a lot along with what I'm doing. And I think we do a really, really good job of painting a picture of what the market's doing, both in the intraday, the longer time frame. If I'm not sure, it's neutral. Nobody's ever going to be sure, 6.5 hours a day what the market's doing. So it's something that I think if people are really trying to learn the market the correct way for $30 a month, I urge you to come check out camelbacktrading.org. Now, let's go to the chart. I'll just show you the daily today. And right now, a lot of people ask me in the room, well, is this a 5-day balance? Is it a 6-day balance? You can use whatever you want because it's an art. I'm using a 4-day balance. And the reason I'm doing that, like I told my room, which is Friday's high. Friday's high is the important one to me. Because if we get Friday's high, the top of the balance, we should get that firecracker effect and take out both Thursday and Wednesday's highs. Because they're all within $1 of each other. Now look, if we take out Friday's high and don't get Wednesday's high, well then you could say, well, I should have used a 7-day balance and we stopped at the top of it. No big deal. But again, you can use whatever you want. So I'm using right now as my important levels Friday's high, because I think if we get that, we're going to take out those two highs, and Monday's low. Now, we almost got to the bottom of the balance, And believe it or not, we didn't get too far from the top of it. Right? We got within $1, under $1 of Monday's high. Balance rules. There's a good chance tomorrow you're going to have balance rules in effect. And if the buyers are serious, who knows? Maybe if the sellers get frisky again, gap rules might apply. 104 million on the tape already. 105 million. Excellent volume. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't forget, we have non-farm payroll on Friday, so you might get this massive chop for the next 2 days. All remains to be seen. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.